So, the Supreme Court struck down Donald Trump's tariffs. And he's taking it just about as well as we would think he would take it. So the Supreme Court made a decision that Donald Trump's tariffs were illegal. Now, there's more to the decision, a bunch of legal terminology that I don't really get. I follow the other attorneys on YouTube that break it down, so I suggest you do the same. But yeah, the Supreme Court said Donald Trump's tariffs are illegal. And Donald Trump is taking it as we would expect him to take it. You know, anybody that doesn't go along with Donald Trump or who doesn't give Donald Trump what it is that he wants, he has a terrible temper tantrum over said situation or issue. And that's what he's having. Now, when he found out about the Supreme Court's decision, he was having that governor's meeting, you know, the meeting where he disinvited Governor Westmore, the only black governor in these United States. He disinvited Governor Westmore to attend this governor's meeting. It was supposed to be governors from all 50 states. Now, I know that there were several Democratic governors who stood in solidarity with Governor Westmore and said they weren't going to the meeting. But of course, there were plenty of others, both Democrat and Republican, that showed up for the meeting. And while he was giving a speech during that meeting, Donald Trump found out about the Supreme Court's decision. And sources from the meeting basically said that he had a complete meltdown during the meeting while giving his speech, cursing, and, you know, he didn't have some nice things to say about the Supreme Court and their decision. And I guess after they finished the meeting, Donald Trump called for a press conference. He is completely and totally unhinged in giving this press conference. You can find it over there on the YouTube to watch it in its entirety. But I found a few clips that I wanted to share with y'all. Okay? Okay.
But I am allowed to cut off any and all trade or business with that same country. In other words, I can destroy the trade. I can destroy the country. I'm even allowed to impose a foreign country destroying embargo. I can embargo. I can do anything I want, but I can't charge $1. Because that's not what it says. And that's not the way it even reads. I can do anything I want to do to them, but I can't charge any money. So I'm allowed to destroy the country, but I can't charge them a little fee. I could give them a little two-cent fee, but I cannot charge under any circumstances. I cannot charge them anything. Think of that. How ridiculous is that? I'm allowed to embargo them. I'm allowed to tell them you can't do business in the United States anymore. We want you out of here. But if I want to charge them $10, I can't do that. It's incorrect. Their decision's incorrect. But it doesn't matter because we have very powerful alternatives that have been approved by this decision. You know, they've been approved by the decision.
So he's still confused. He's still confused. When he says that he can destroy the country, he thinks he's destroying the other country, when in actuality, he's destroying this country. He's destroying us by imposing these tariffs. Because why? We pay the tariffs. The other country does not pay the tariffs. We've been paying the tariffs. I don't understand what he doesn't get. And he is livid that he cannot do what it is that he wants to do. I want you to understand that the Trump Epstein administration, they have these backdoor deals in regards to these tariffs. And they on the back end get paid millions of dollars because of the side hustle that they got going on using the administration, the presidency, our tax dollars, our policies, using those policies to make them money. And that's what this whole tariff thing is all about. This man still thinks China pays the tariff when China does not pay the tariff. Now that's just me trying to decipher what it is that this batshit crazy ass man is talking about. He still thinks the other country pays the tariffs. They don't. We do. He thinks he's destroying their country. He's destroying us. But wait, there's more.
But very, very bad for us. And I stopped it, and we'll just keep it going. So we have a totally firm decision now. And I don't think the court meant it, because the court doesn't show great spirit toward our country, in my opinion. A lot of bad decisions, but there are usually ways around it. This is something.
So he's going to proceed anyway. He's going to find a way around the Supreme Court's decision, because he doesn't think the Supreme Court meant to hand down that decision. And I can do whatever it is that I want to do. That's what I just heard. Is that what you just heard? There's more.
I understand how they're very easily swayed. I want to be a good boy.
Listen, that clip is all over social media. I can't make heads or tails of it. He wants to be a good boy. I don't know what that means, y'all. Can somebody break it down for us down in the comment section? I got one more.
Therefore, effective immediately, all national security tariffs under Section 232 and existing Section 301 tariffs, they're existing, they're there, remain in place, fully in place, and in full force and effect. Today, I will sign an order to impose a 10% global tariff under Section 122 over and above our normal tariffs already being charged.
So like I said, he's going to impose tariffs anyway. He says there is already currently a 10% tariff. And then, F the Supreme Court, I'm going to impose an additional 10% global tariff. That's what he's saying. He's gonna, according to Section 122, he's gonna put out an executive order stating this. Will it be legit? I don't know. But I do know that if he imposes an additional global 10% tax, the other country won't pay that, because it's a tax on us. If he imposes a global additional 10% tariff tax, the other country does not pay that. We will pay it. It's going to be interesting to watch this go down. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Put it down in the comments, and I'll see y'all later.